I was having some major weather issues though, so I couldn't actually stream it. But I did know what was I did know what was happening. I was also asked to cover it, but I couldn't.
We're live.
Indeed we are.
I think I hear my ex-wife.
So we'll do a quick roster rundown after this first hit, especially since of which is actually really early on here. And this map is, of course, on open road, as it is a custom campaign tournament. So we'll be seeing custom campaign maps through and through till the end. And yeah, I'll take it away.
Marvelous. Well, opening attack for this is going to be a jockey, charger, smoker, and a boomer. Pretty effective tri-cap to utilise in this area with the separation of the smoker and the charger, and also the benefit of the boom going in on top. Looks like the SI are prepared to hit around the witch. Smoker is lurking behind her, and the rest of the hit is coming in now from the clip above. Witch has been dealt with quickly by Rochelle. She does get capped by the smoker. Coach is going for the clear, gets the clear pretty comfortably. Boomer goes out on one target. Charger coming in, gets one fist on Alice, and then gets taken out. So, yes, this is Reflux as well, so bit of a recap on Reflux. There is no spitter, there are no melee weapons. And I think that's about it, and there is the ability for podcasts, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed there are. I believe you can either get one of each cap, or you can even get 2 hunters, if I'm not mistaken. So there are the possibilities for quad caps to actually happen, but obviously, once again, as Battle said, the spitters are completely gone from this config. So we'll see how that weighs in on things here. And yeah, first attack up and over with. Now we see the survivors hold out here. A little bit of horde trickling in from the boom that landed on the 2 survivors during the witch.
Reloading.
And yeah, looks like that's all cleared up, so they're going to go ahead and push ahead now. And the tank's at 81%. Now this map is not all that long. This first map, that is. But attack coming in here, boom, getting popped immediately with a smoke landing on to Coach and then getting repounced by that hunter. And that will be the attack up and over. A little bit of chip coming on the survivors, but really nothing much. It mainly came from that hunter who latched on to Coach.
Yeah, I believe the tank will spawn. There is basically an event here. If anyone is not familiar with the map, the survivors go downstairs. There's an alarm door to open, which triggers a horde, which I imagine will trigger the tank as well. Bit of a quick roster rundown before the full hit is up for Team Eclipse, who are currently playing Survivor. We do have Dawkins, K3, Rook, and Nagi. Tank has been triggered. Do we have war rooms, Kiss Me?
No, we do not, because this was a pretty impromptu game. So yeah, we'll just be keeping it here. And then of course over on Singularity, we have Zero, Lucky, I believe that's Lucky Dog, Zombie Man, and of course Center. And yeah, tank's up in the hands of Lucky Dog for Team Singularity on map 1 here. And we're going to see actually Team Eclipse backing up here and bringing the tank back outside.
Unusual. Rochelle's in a little bit of trouble though. There was a hunter calling at her feet. Tank is just currently pursuing the survivors. They're kind of duking in and out of the house. I'm surprised they didn't take it where they chose to, but they have backed him to run. Tank is committed. The SI are coming in. Hunter's just jumping around for a bit of distraction. Tank landing some good punches there, 1 or 2 doubles. And he's spreading the love. The Hunter does land. Charger does land as well. Hunter has been cleared, but the tank is already on top of Rochelle and he's now going to take Coach. Charger does get the in-cap out on Alice. Tank is just going ham here. He's got no health left to speak of, but neither do the survivors. 1 in-capped, 3 bleeding. All of the bonus currently sat on Dawkins.
Indeed, but this tank is definitely dead. It's staying at 180 HP. It did manage to get 2 people down to the bleed zone. I mean, even Rook's going to have to pop his set of pills to stay fast with the rest of his team. Unless he's sitting at 40 HP. No, Rook's actually at 28, so he's going to have to pop a set of pills here sooner or later to actually keep up. And the survivors have to know that they laid into him. Like, the moment the tank came in, before he even got the first punch off, he was down at, I think it was 3100 HP, so he was already half dead at that point. So that was actually really good focus fire by the survivors. They did end up eating the SI attack a little bit, and tank definitely got some good punches out on them as well.
Well, the tank has gone AI, so it will be rolling in with its 180 HP. The only thing that's really left for the survivors here is a rush event. But we do see the SI attack being dealt with. Rook does get caught by a charger though, which does get a slam. The tank has been killed. Survivors will restock their ammo, open the door, and head for the rush to the safe room. They are going to take another hit about halfway through, but actually at the speed they're moving and from the direction in which the horde is coming, they're probably only going to take 1 hit right outside the safe room, and they really need to protect Dawkins.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as we were saying earlier, this map's incredibly short, at least this first map right here. Other than that, you don't have all that much room for SI attacks. The tank is the main damage dealer for this map, especially. But we see attack on many of those smokers, stun getting broken on the safe room door. Charger whiffing completely, but the boom does land to Coach. Jockey getting skidded out of the air, and that will be the map here for Team Eclipse. And they're going to walk in with an okay health bonus, actually. Dawkins holding a vast majority of that HP, and it will be a 252 number for them for the health bonus walking in there. So not too shabby. And now we'll see what Singularity can do on their survivor half. I mean, both these teams are pretty evenly matched in my opinion. You've got some big names on both teams, and we'll just really see them slug it out, because I have a feeling it's going to be back and forth. I don't see one of these teams running away with it.
Well, the thing about the reflux config, which is obviously one of the major differences, is with that omission of the spitter and the melee weapons, hordes are so much more difficult to deal with. One boom during an attack can be just as devastating as a quad boom in standard pro mod. And of course you have the ability where the tank essentially refers to the left-handed one roll of a tank, where you have to do significant damage. Otherwise, it's really hard to get damage unless you get prolonged tri-cap, or you do get lucky with a quad cap. So it's one of those situations whereby, as a tank, if you don't get the wipe, you want to have at least downed 2, maybe 3 people.
Yeah, I could see it.
I think it's considered.
Yeah, I could see it. But yeah.
Because the spitter has become, such an inaugural part of a lot of, especially big choke points as well, but we are going to be seeing the round go live. SI, of course, are going to be waiting to hit on this witch. Role reversal, team Singularity now taking their first round as special infected, and the opening hit is going to be a tri-cap with booming support, Joker Chargy, and Smoker for mass separation cappers. Didn't see too much damage go out on this hit last time, which was drawn and taken pretty comfortably by Rochelle, who seems to be assuming a very similar role. Smoker is up on the cliff side this time though. Witch has been triggered. Rochelle goes up, gets the draw count. The Witch is dead. The Smoker gets cleared near enough instantly. Jockey's been dealt with. Charger whiffs. Kiss me on my HUD as a fucking hunter, and the boomer gets popped.
Am I gone now?
You're gone.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I saw some of you guys talking.
I can still feel your presence.
Oh god. But yeah, I saw some of you guys talking to chat about why remove the spitter. Once again, this is kind of a hybrid of Pro Mod. It's not the actual Pro Mod config. It was obviously made by the same creators and such, but it's kind of a take off of Pro Mod. It's not the exact thing. So spitters aren't completely gone from Pro Mod. They're still in the Pro Mod config itself, but this, once again, being a hybrid, a takeoff of Pro Mod. Spitters are gone, and that's just the way the tournament want to play it. They want to do something different for the community, and they decide, you know what, let's just try out Reflux. But we'll see another attack coming in here, though. It's going to be a Smoker, Jockey, Hunter, and a Charger. So a quad cap potentially for Team Eclipse. Charger does land, and that was probably the hardest one to land, but the Hunter does get skated along with the Jockey. Smoker pulling Coach over on the side, and that will be the attack up and over with. That had good possibility of actually landing, especially since the Charger landed, and that, in my opinion, is probably the hardest SI to actually land.
In that area, most certainly. As survivors deal with the attack, though, they are going to be moments away from triggering said tank themselves. And let's see where they'll take it here. I mean, I see a lot of teams taking it in this actual room. So I'm not sure if the previous team backed out of there just because of that boom that landed, or whether, that is their preferred place to take the tank. But we'll see what Singularity chooses to do. They do have a hit to go in. The Hunter's already been chipped down to about 50% of his HP. Tank has been triggered. Single boom does go out on Rochelle. We do have a Charger and Hunter waiting, ready to go in and intercept the survivors as they make the run back, which they are indeed doing, so it seems to be a similar place to take the tank. Tank is up in the hands of K3, the super sub.
Indeed. And yeah, as you mentioned, actually, I haven't ever really seen teams take the tank back into this room in any previous tournament or scrim that I've watched. It's weird to see both the teams mirror the same tactic here. Usually you see them stay in that bar room where they can like juke the tank back and forth across the bar. But with that being said, we're going to see Eclipse, or Eclipse K3 I should say, push in here. I thought he was a player for a second. And he hasn't landed anything just yet, down to 2700 HP. SIR coming in, the 100 gets skied out of there very nicely. Double charge landing on the survivors over in the corner. Now he has two stars locked up with the doubles, and he's going ham with these doubles right now. Massive punches by K3, and Tank still has 1200 HP left, down to 1000. And with the final SI wrapped up, that's probably going to be a dead tank, down to 100 HP, and there is the dead tank for Eclipse. But Singularity taking 2 full in caps off of that, and really no solid health bonus left. I mean, Lucky Dog and Zero have a little bit of a shred of each, but other than that, they popped all their pills, and they're looking to just chuck their way to the safe room.
Well, they're probably going to be taking an early hit for this event as well. The SI do have a boomer is positioned right in front of the damn doorway. We do have another question. Well, it seems to be a repeat question from Uncanny. Mr. Uncanny Luck, I shall say. About why spitters have been removed, and Cosmerica. Basically what we're going to go with here. Yes, if you do not understand the concept of Cosmerica, then unfortunately I can't help you. Survivors appear to be waiting this out. So I'm not sure whether the horde actually stops. I don't believe it does. I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop, actually.
I think it does. I think they made this into a 2-wave event, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so. I really don't think this horde stops. I think it only changes spawn locations once you get past the first set of wooden houses.
Huh. Well, let's just hope that Singularity knows what they're doing in this.
Let's hope so.
That's one thing.
Well, the horde has indeed thinned out quite significantly, but a boom does land on one survivor. The horde comes back in. The hunter does land momentarily. A jerky is currently going right on Michelle. She has been cleared. And the smoker's going to get the hell out of there and despawn himself. So,
maybe
they're check.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they were just waiting for that break in the horde, because it seemed like the horde did stop for a period of time. I wasn't sure if there was a boom that reset it or whatever, but there was a break in the horde, and that's when they decided to push out. So maybe that's just what they were waiting for. But as we see it right now, Singularity and kind of dire straits. I mean, they only have one more attack to really go through, so they're probably going to make the safe room, but it's a matter of, are they going to make it with that last remaining health bonus that they have? Attack coming in, though, going to be a Hunter, Smoker, Jockey, and Charger, so another quad compatibility, but the Charger dying off really early in the attack, that's going to nullify that. Charger landing as well. Nice double gap landing, and actually, Rochelle took a while to clear that Jockey. I thought she was going to be a little bit faster with that. But yeah, a nice amount of damage going out into Singularity there, wiping out pretty much all the remaining health bonus. There's really just, like, 5 on 0 and like 2 on Lucky Dog, but they will walk in the safe room with a 56 health bonus. So we'll see 196 point differential. Yeah, 196 point differential going into the second map here. And my HUD's being wonky. I don't know why.
I don't know in regards to the accuracy of the score, difference in numbers. I'll ask my good friend sat beside me, Mr. Stephen Hawkins. No, he just kind of says fuck off. He's not concerned either. But yeah, a close game after round 1, and according to Kekri, the horde doesn't need to stop. So I'm not sure whether I trust Kekri. He has been known to tell me lies, like don't hit on the witch. I mean, who doesn't hit on witches?
I'm gonna tell you about the time my buddy Keith snuck into a wedding.
I love you
He
too,
does questionable things.
Smart, all dressed up and like, but it seems the preacher wasn't there, and they all thought he was the preacher. And well,
But yeah, so we will be moving on to the second map of Open Road. And of course, we will be seeing, of course, Singularity over on the SI, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, and Eclipse over on the Survivors. And whenever I say Eclipse, I'm thinking of the player Eclipse, and it's messing with me so much.
Yeah, I've noticed you've done that a couple of times. The Eclipse is just their name, kiss me. It's the clan tag.
I'm sorry, man. Why'd they have to name their team after an actual player?
Okay, well, we do have the round going live. We do have another tri-cap with the Charger, Hunter, and Smoker this time, so no jerky. But we do have, once again, a very early witch. She's positioned just ahead of the survivors, beyond the alarm car, next to the police squad car. So the survivors won't actually see her until they get to the other side of this truck.
I wonder if Rochelle actually saw the witch, because they could draw and actually funnel the entire attack and witch back into that narrow alleyway out of the safe room. Or I guess tunnel, if you want to call it that. But they're actually going to come out.
Yeah, teams are kind of risky about it, especially with that charge potential as well, because it means they have to leave someone all the way back there to block that safe room spawn. And that is, you need one person then at the end of the corridor to block the spawns there, and then you need essentially to send 2 people at a potential tri-cap to trigger a witch and run back safely. But the witch has been drawn, the attack is now coming in. Rochelle does get the crown, the Hunter does land, the Smoker gets self-clear, the Charger's coming in from behind, the Boomer's looking for a proxy, he don't get shit, Charger comes in, Charger gets a mode, and Rochelle deals with the commons.
And that's the thing that should be pointed out. Boomers are highly effective now in this config with the removal of melees. I mean, it really does make a difference, because all you can do is M2 the common away, and there's still a problem. They're not dead just because you M2 them away. So we see a lot of teams having to help each other out. It slows down the pace of the game a little bit. But we see attack going up here at the top of the hole. Nice double cap landing, almost a triple cap actually. And the coach, well, it was briefly, right?
It was, yeah. Try cap.
Very briefly.
Very briefly.
Boomer coming in from above, lands a double boom down onto Rochelle and Nick, and they're going to make their way down the ladder here. Let's go ahead and switch POVs, and now they have to make their way through the sewer system and kind of up another ladder pretty much. And we might see attack down here and then one at the ladder, but I take that back, as we have a tank up in the hands of 0 for Team Singularity.
Let's take it over to... Oh, we don't have worms.
We don't have
again.
I cried too.
Well, Tank is currently progressing his way through the sewer system, but he has spawned in Timbuktu.
Yeah, he actually spawned really far away. He's only on top of the bridge right now. Is he coming in behind the survivors?
I think he is. Well, this shows a nice bit of map knowledge. Zero is currently sneaking around on top of the tree.
I think he's trying to really
He
sneak
is-
in here.
No, he is coming in behind them. He's on second pass. He's got about 75% frustration. This is going to be such a hard place to fight the damn tank, but the survivors do seem ready for it. They've got two survivors at each doorway, and here comes the tank from behind. The survivors are onto it, and he's getting lit as he runs down a tiny narrow corridor with 3 guns on his ass.
And the thing is,
I'm sorry, a single boom does land. Tank does have himself a corner on Nick. The hunter does land on Rochelle. The boom's been dealt with. The hunter's been cleared. Tank goes for a second follow-up in cap on Rochelle as the charger does stumble Ellis, who's now currently dealing with all the damn horde. Tank is able to get out of there. Rochelle not taken down though.
indeed, so actually really well taken there by Eclipse. They really nullified a lot of damage. They did take an in-cap on Dawkins, but I believe that was only one if I'm not mistaken, and they will be able to continue way through the map here. They know the tank's absolutely ripped, so they should be able to move on here and realize, you know, the moment he comes back in, we can just focus him and he'll be dead in a matter of seconds.
Well, if the AI tank isn't really smart, then he's going to run back all the way that Zero took him, so he's going to come back behind them again. By the time he gets anywhere near them, they're going to be at the safe room door. The tank is going to have given up and got stuck.
Yeah, tank looks highly confused right now. And the thing about that area where the survivors
Oh, he
took
just
it...
teleported. He cheated.
What?
He teleported to the top of the sewer where the survivors are heading right now. He's currently stuck running up and down on the same ladder.
No,
The tank just teleported.
I think Zero ran him back there, because he was up here for a while.
No, he teleported right down to the bottom.
Really? I've seen him at the top the entire time.
Oh, weird. It looked reminds me like he just teleported down there like he was stood at the top of the bridge.
So tank's down to 30 HP, and it does get killed off. We just wait for their finish. It's climbing. There we go. These dips. But yeah, so that...
Showing off his muscles, you know, doing his pull-ups there. Survivors are looking to take the top of the ladder choke point. A boom does go out a bit prematurely though, and whiffs as a result. Smoker pull does go out. Pounce is coming in. Jockey lands as well momentarily, and the hunter does land a second count. This boom is going to proxy on 3 people. Oh, only 2.
One away, man.
I know, I was hoping. I saw 2 people M2 and I thought, right, someone's going to go overzealous, going to walk in there and bang M2. And the entire team is going to get screwed and mad at them. It's like, you idiot, why do you keep spamming M2?
And the thing is, Eclipse still has quite a way to go in this map, actually. They're not out of the woods just yet. Wait, as they're in kind of woods / swamp. But yeah, so we'll see them make their way into another set of caves here, and they don't have any more pills left to their name, actually. So they are going on just what they have right now, and hopefully they can find a couple sets of pills here throughout the course of the map to help them along their merry ways.
There are no spare pills.
There are none? Really?
There are no spells. Dim spare pilio. That's why the tank is so important. Tank has to do big work just to force them pill connects.
So yeah, we'll see the stars make their way into the cave system here yet again, and it looks like the Tigers coming in. Charger looks for the death charge, brings Coach into the death below, and that will be a death charge onto Coach. So really well played there by Singularity, getting that death charge, and that's all they wanted there. Everything else was just, you know, icing on top of the cake. What was that noise? Oh, the rock falling down behind them. Okay.
And death charge on bonus.
Indeed, that
Rook
was
is, oh shit, and Rook had the bile as well. Then poor bastards. They lost their bile, they lost the Rook. They are very close to the safe room, but there is a tri-cap in pursuit with the boom. There is also an alarm car which survivors have just reached. The boom spawns a bit prematurely though. Hunter getting skeeted in the back, Boomer getting popped. Charger goes in, he's not going to land shit. Rochelle does get pulled, but that's not going to trigger the alarm car, and that is going to give the survivors safe room with the remaining bonus they have. Nagy holding a hell of it. They do make it in with 3 survivors. Final health bonus for this map is going to be 219, so pretty damn respectable.
Yeah, I mean, but besides the distance that they're going to lose from Rook dying so early, I mean, that was still a very healthy health
He
bonus.
died early. I mean,
True,
he
was like
died
three-quarters.
at the start of the cave.
Yeah. So he was actually
I
pretty
mean, they've lost about, I don't know, say 50 distance points from him, but of course it's the multiplier which is the big thing. Because he did still have about 40 perm as well.
Indeed. So we will see the scores mirror that round completion, and it will be 1,475 points for Eclipse going to the 476 of Singularity, who still have yet to complete this round. So we'll see what they have in store here for us on this Survivor half.
2 tanks!
Well, it's 1,000 points. That tank is going to be a bitch. I think no matter which way it came in, it was a pretty nifty idea from Zero to try and come in from behind. But Survivor's well positioned. I mean, they had both areas well covered. They were able to limit damage limitation as well, thanks to only one person getting boomed. But as a result, they did lose a bit of chip on the initial tank commit, which I think would have probably saved them from the down. Or at least from Rochelle taking sort of 4 tank punches.
Most certainly.
But
So
once again, opening hit is going to be a tri-cap with Boom, Smoker, Hunter and Charger for capping support, which, very close to the safe room. Looks like we're going to see a similar setup from when the previous team hit. The Boomer this time though positions on the ground as opposed to on top of the lorry, or truck, because America. And Survivors are indeed going to push out. It looks like they were anticipating a charge spawn from behind, but that's not going to happen. Everything looks to be poised to come in from above. Well, on opposite sides this time. Charger from the right hand side, Hunter and Smoker above to the left. It looks like they're going to be relying on the draw and then just going straight off that with no one positioned near the witch. The draw goes out, Coach goes in, gets the draw crown, the Smoker pole lands, the Hunt lands, the double boom lands. Charger gets a fist in the back on Michelle, the Smoker pole goes out, the Charger gets taken out. But that's a decent amount of damage going in for the opening hit. So 2 witches taken pretty cleanly and pretty successfully with both teams.
yeah, I mean, that was very clean by them. Coach did a very good job of actually grabbing that crown onto the witch. I don't know why something's wrong with my keyboard. I think I have a key that's sticking. Because my HUD's been acting weird, now some of my binds are acting weird. So I'm going to assume that I have a sticky key problem. But Stars do make their way down the ladder actually here scot-free. There has not been an attack that actually has triggered on them just yet. The Smoker's trying to look for some separation, but won't find it. And that's going to be a almost free tank here for Singularity. And they're going to be forced to actually hold those spawns. Boomer spawning in the front, looking for the boom, not going to find it though. Zombie Man getting that pop onto Dawkins.
Alright, weapons!
I almost want to try re-V syncing, but I think that might mess the game up. And I think that might be what the problem is.
I blame that damn Russian server we were on yesterday, man. Changed everything. Tank is proceeding to come in from the front this time. So Survivors will know pretty damn quickly where he is and where he's coming from to light him up, as it were. He does have a tri-cap to commit with it. It's going to be a Smoker, Jockey and a Charger. Tank is going in now, and he is taking the chip. Down to 4,000 HP. Tank's going for his first corner. Yes, I need to help him. Tank does get a double punch though. Misses his follow-up. Charger comes in, gets the stun bomb. The Smoker lands momentarily. The pound stands. The Tank does have a corner, but he does get one down. But that's all the Tank is going to get, so pretty damn well handled Tank once again.
Shake it off. Let's go.
A lot of bonus. Only one set of pills will have to be committed.
I mean, as we saw happen last round, though, there are still a few choke points left in this map for Eclipse to make some big damage, if not even a death happen onto Singularity. So they're not, by any means, done with this map just yet. They still have probably another 50% of the way to go. And, yeah, actually I was 50% on the dot. Damn, kiss me.
Here, you can have this.
I'm sorry, I'm bored.
It's okay, get off my HUD.
Damn.
He's still there.
What? And before I get kicked for spamming.
I don't know, he's still there, so I don't know what's wrong with it. It's broken, everything's wrong.
We're winning the Russian server again.
That didn't say it either. We do see Boom going out on Zombie Man. He has proceeded to go back down the ladder. The Collins are currently swarming above the ladder. We do still have the Jockey, Hunter, Smoker, and of course the Boomer is still alive, and his vomit is recharging rather rapidly.
Yeah, I mean,
It's going to be endless.
Yeah, at this rate, if they don't push up ladder sooner, actually Boom completely whiffing his boom. Got a little bit too ambunctious with that boom. And blew it a little bit too early there. So with the boom down, I don't know if Singularity knows that, but they're going to push up anyway. Zombie Man making his way up, leading the charge. Zombie does get capped by the Jockey, but quickly cleared off. Hunter intercepting under Rochelle, but gets cleared as well. And Smoker just not finding anything. Boomer getting shoved away and popped. And that will be a ladder for Singularity, but Zombie Man still taking a little bit of chip there, actually. I wonder how he took that much. He dropped like 30 or something.
No, he dropped about 12 HP from the Jockey.
Wasn't he up near Chappie's health, though, prior to the ladder?
No, he took the pounce from the Hunter during the tank, so he lost quite a decent amount of HP.
Oh. I could
Down
have
to
sworn
about... No, he's on about 40-ish. He was just fast enough before having to commit his pills. But we do see the Survivors lurk their way into the death charge spot. They do have the setup to make it happen. It's a quad cap, actually, so Do they go for the death charge or do they go for the quad cap?
I would probably go for the quad cap. I mean, I'm not too sure of where exactly all the death charges are from, but we will see the attack coming in. 2 hunters, jockey, and charger. 3 cappers do land. Jockey looking for it. Oh, gets clipped the last second as a charger, but that will be an in-cap onto Rochelle. That was incredibly close.
So close.
Thanks, I owe you one.
That charger got cleared at the very last second there. Singularity, their butts must have been clenching.
Well, they took a lot of damage on their bonus. Zombie Man taking a lot more chip. Zero taking quite a bit as well. Chappie thankfully was ledge hunt. But that is going to make Lucky Dog black and white as well.
Hey, watch out for the cars!
There's some crazy boy race driving past my house. The car alarm has been triggered. The smoker has been picked as well. Boomer popped along with the car alarm. Jockey gets entered and shut down, and it's a lonely charger coming in to try and do what he can, which is just pursue them, charge at the wall, hope for a stumble. He gets neither, and they make it to Super with a 265 health bonus, so that's going to close the gap significantly.
That'll actually rocket them into the lead by
It puts them in the lead.
105.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, so Singularity toppling Eclipse here in the second round, and we'll be moving on to the second map. Score differential being 105 points, and wow. I mean, I thought it was going to be close, but Singularity has actually taken the lead here. I mean, do we want to say who we were going to predict the win? Because we can still do predictions, because we're not by any means out of this yet. We still have another... Did they do finale, actually?
I believe they do.
Awesome.
And screw that.
3 maps.
I enjoy predictions. I don't like putting that on to some teams, cast the curse and all that shit. But I'm going to throw it out there now. We need to form a donation page for me and get me out of this house because the bleeping is driving me crazy. The boy race is driving past my home at all hours. It is driving me crazy. I need money. Or soundproofing.
We'll do soundproofing.
Give me money.
But yeah, well, we are moving on to the third map here. Yet again, guys, you are watching the Custom Campaign Tournament number 4, or the Custom Campaign Reflex Tournament, as some people are calling it. And you are joined by Kiss Me and Battle, and we are watching Eclipse versus Singularity, both NA teams in the round of 16. It is a double elimination tournament. And yeah, with that being said, we are going live here with the third map. Singularity starting off their first time here, actually, on the Survivor half to start things. And we'll see Eclipse over on the SI.
That we do. Opening attack is going to be a hunter charge, a hunter and a jockey, so it's a quad cap. The attack that almost sealed victory in the previous round is up at the start of the next round. Maybe it's fate. Survivors very cautiously making their way outside the safe room. The charge is going to be the most difficult thing to land in this area. They really need the charger to sort of land first and draw everyone else's attention.
I mean, probably one of the easiest things to do would be probably just look for stumbles. Like, try and pounce the survivors that are clumped up, try and get them to stumble, and then throw the charger on top of that. But once again, that's easier said than done. But we will see survivors working their way out of the shutter here, which is also the safe room. And yeah, the jockey does pre-spawn now, I believe. Indeed, he has. So we should see the attack coming in here very soon. 2 survivors jumping around trying to block the spawn on the roof, but they don't do a very good job of it. One hunter gets skeeting, or gets skeeted. Another one getting skeeted. Hunter's getting absolutely destroyed here by Team Singularity. And they will shut down that attack. Not a single SI landing. And they'll make their way into the alarm room here, or the alarm shop, I should say, and grab some ammo. And it looks like they're going to actually stay in here.
Yeah, they've gone in here mainly for the silenced SMGs and the chrome shotgun. Because otherwise, obviously, when you do it in standard pro mod, you get the benefit of having beagles and melee weapons in there, as well as the upgraded weapon, you know, being the chrome shotgun and the silenced SMG. We do see the attack going in, though. We do see smoking getting picked very quickly. 2 hunters jumping around, neither of which get anything. Boom does go in at the end just to get one more on Coach, just to piss him off a little bit more. Survivors are now going to take advantage of that and use Coach as a shield to draw the common as they rush forward towards the next choke. Tank is 21%, which is coming up very shortly. There is an alarm cart, which is so close to being triggered.
Reloading!
Survivors do make it past the alarm cart, and it looks like it's going to be the witch taken out without any distraction either. The second alarm door has been opened. It was the witch at 24%, sorry, not the tank. I'm an idiot. I'm drunk. Leave me alone. And survivors are just going to wait this out as well.
Yeah, if you guys are wondering why I'm first person spectating so much, actually we have an attack coming in though. Hunter comes in front side with that jockey and charger and smoker, and that's gonna be a nice double cap actually. Very brief dual cap in fact. And yeah, so that will be the attack up and over, but Zombie Man taking a bunch of shit from that. I was gonna say the reason I'm first person spectating so much is because this map has a lot of dark rooms where you take most of the events and such. So if I were to actually free roam, you guys would see pretty much nothing but black, unless I went behind a wall and you guys could see like the surrounding outlines. So I will be first person spectating a lot.
I'm sat outside the building watching everyone die, but we do see another attack coming up. Isn't going to be the quad cap this time, but it is going to be the charge, the 2 hunters and the boom. Here come the attacks. The first hunter gets M2'd and shut down, the second hunter gets M2'd, doesn't get shut down, the charger whiffs, the hunter gets cleared, and the boomer gets popped. Poor fat man, he didn't get shit. Survivors are now choosing to push forward now that it looks like the horde has finished. They are moments away from triggering said tank. Well, not really moments away, I mean, if it spawns at 55, they're at 30. But I believe it spawns on the opposite side of this maze, which they are going to be able to make it through without any hindrance from the SI, which are now coming up. They do have the tri-cap, jockey, charger and smoker. They have another quad cap. So this could be interesting. And it is coming straight in, they're not wasting no time. We do see the smoker land, the charger land, the jockey momentarily lands, and the hunter gets cleared. There's a lot of damage going out from that charge and that smoke, so that's a very solid hit right before the tank.
Indeed, so we will see the tank coming up here at 55%. They are very close to actually hitting that. One more percent, there we go. And we will see the tank coming up now for Team Eclipse and the hands of Dawkins. And it looks like he was going to push right in, and indeed he is. He's right at the window looking for the survivors and grabs 2 quick punches onto Nick, put him up against the ambulance. Third punch goes in. That's going to be a free in-cap onto 0, and he still has 3,000 HP, and his SI are up now. So they are going to come in and support the tank. Dawkins down to 1,300 HP though, and quickly dropping down to 698. Gets another quick corner onto Rochelle, and I'm not sure if that's the wipe in the back. No, actually the SI did not get the caps, and Dawkins looking for a couple more punches before getting killed off. Down to 300, down to 100. Will not secure that last hit onto Ellis. And that will the tank up and over for Eclipse. And Singularity, I mean, besides the in-cap onto 0, taking it fairly well.
I don't know, I think they got a bit too gung-ho there and leaving. It was really lucky actually for them that the charger whiffed his charge and as a result stumbled the hunter free. Otherwise the hunter cap probably would have resulted in an in-cap as well.
Yeah, I was actually wondering because I heard the charger, well, I should say I heard the hunter land and he started clawing at one of the survivors, and then all of a sudden it just stopped, and I was like, what happened to the SI? Did they land? Because I was first person to the tank, I had no idea.
The charger unfortunately jumped up on the table, went for the charge, and it fell off into the next table, which stumbled the hunter free. We do see another attack coming in though. We do see the jockey getting taken out enough instantly. Charger rockets in, gets a nice double charge. Boom goes out on one survivor with a smoke along with that. Ellis now has to reload. The boomer jumps in just to cause some additional aggro. We do see an in-cap going out to 1-0, so that's black and white on pickup for him. And the smoker has saved itself.
Indeed, so we will see Singularity pushing their way up towards the safe, and they still have probably a couple more hits to actually take here. So they're not done just yet. And yeah, so we'll see how they fare here. They actually make it through this entire forest, so they have actually quite a ways to go.
Well, the bleed is on. No real perm to speak of other than what's left on Lucky Dog. The attack is coming in. It is going to be a jockey, smoker, hunter, and a charger and a boomer. But everything is getting taken out. The charger, let's get a fisto and a charge. So that's Ellis almost down. But they're only going to have maybe one more partial attack to take here, right at the safe room door. This is what it's like without that. Just how much of an importance the spitter can be. They've landed so many charges. It's just no spit to go with it. I mean, you'd see people taking 50 damage from just a charge. The final attack is coming in, a boomerang's in the back, but nothing else is going to be able to get in. The survivors are in, they've closed the door. Just dealing with the residual comment on the inside.
And it doesn't seem like it's ending just yet for some reason. I guess there was one comment kind of stuck in the safe room. But regardless, they will make it into the safe room with a 92 health bonus. So not really any health bonus to really speak of, but it is still something. And that's a pretty long map plus tank, so Eclipse have to do better if they want to actually claw it back here. They were down 105 points coming into this round, so they need to make back over around 200. Shit. I'm just saying, they got to make back like 200, and that's not that much. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Hold up.
Okay, now this is gonna be one hell of a night.
I hate you. Opening attack for the SI is going to be a Hunter jockey and a charger. It's a quad cap. It's going to come in. It's going to be brilliant. We saw nothing land. We just saw 2 points from a stumble on the previous round. Let's see if there's more luck. But I mean, we've seen like 6, maybe 7 quad caps in the last 2 maps, which is a lot for this config. Something we saw 2 in the previous game.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, all you have to really do is throw the boomer last, and you won't get the boomer in the next rotation. So it kind of
It's
sets
just so
up
tempting to send that boomer in first.
Yeah, I know
Or
for
at
me,
least if
I'd
the
always
boom
say...
goes in first and gets like 1 or 2 boom, and then someone else, eventually pops it just after another cap, and that's usually what happens. But Survivors taking their sweet ass time as usual, just baiting in all the common from the air, which there is quite a significant amount of on the right hand side. Well, Survivors' right hand side if you're looking from the Survivors' perspective. But the attack is coming in. One hunter does go in, does not get his land, however. And the jockey takes a considerable amount of chip as well. Charger backs out, as does the second hunter. But it is going to come in now. The hunter is coming in, gets M2 shut down. Jockey's already dead. Charger gets destroyed. He doesn't even get a chance to charge.
Indeed, and we'll actually see Survivors push up right here, completely avoiding the first shot with the alarm attached to it. So they're not looking to set off any more alarms than are necessary. Alice going in here for the crown. I couldn't get to him in time, but that is the witch easily handled there by Nagi. They set off the alarm, and they're going to go back downstairs, actually. Now, this is pretty much the second place where you see a lot of teams take the event. Either they go upstairs where we saw Team Singularity go, or they come down here where obviously Eclipse is now. And it looks like all my Survivors are midgets, because I have all knee-level cameras. But we see Tech coming in here, though, breaking down the doors, the Charger and Hunter, everything getting shut down and missing, except for that jockey who does latch on to Eclipse K3's face. And that will be the entire attack up and over it. They'll probably go through one more attack before pushing the way out of this building. So we'll see just how well they can take that attack as well.
Well, they're doing pretty well on the health side of things. They're only taking 6 damage. It looks like they're going to be taking their time, though, and just dealing with these comms bit by bit. We do see another attack coming up. It is going to be, once again, of this tri-cap. They do have the boom. Smoker and 2 hunters, so not really a damaging hit either. I mean, the biggest danger in this area really is getting caught in that maze with like a decent charge or a good jockey back. Especially if one of the Survivors falls over. But we do see the attack going in. The boom lands on one, which was already pounced. Second hunter is bouncing around, but he gets skeeted. Boomer gets pushed away because he's fat and short. Smoker is going to reposition and go for the despawn. They might get the quad cap. The boomer did die last of all the infected.
I don't know if the quad cap will really matter, though, because they're going to have this tank up actually very momentarily here.
True, they aren't given him the opportunity, but still, they might give him the opportunity to try it, if only to be able to push into this tank knowing he has no support for the next 15 seconds. Never mind, Survivor's taking the high route, actually. Very interesting choice of direction, but it's caught the SI out completely. A smoker pull does go out in the back with a couple of charger fists, which result in a stumble. Jerky lands in the front with a hunter looking to intercept. Jockey does get cleared. And the Zero Smoker is going to despawn once again. Tank is up in the hands of Chappie, aka Center. And Survivors took a bit of chip from that attack, but they're still sitting relatively pretty. Backed off into a pretty comfortable place to take this tank. He's going to get chipped to holy shit as he comes in. But he does have Hondas to play with. There's like 2 Hondas are both hittable in this area. I think the third one is as well, a bit further down the street, but that's going to be an inconvenience to get to, and he's going to get chipped to shit from above if he tries running for it.
Ooh. Chappie having a dumpster pointed out to him, but he has a dumpster on the top of the roof, and we're going to see Eclipse push back into the building, actually, instead of taking the tank where they were. And the tank is going to commit now once again in the hands of Chappie, forcing Team Singularity. And he's going to go ahead and pelt a rock over on Rochelle's face. Misses his first punch, though, and he's down to 3,000 HP. SI should be coming in here. Indeed, they do. Gets a nice triple cap, in fact, but the smoke target does get taken there by the tank, and everything's getting cleaned up here. And Chappie does land another punch onto Rochelle, going to go ahead and corner her, and that will be 1 down at least. And he's going to go ahead and back out now, only with 1,000 HP left, though. So his recomment's looking pretty bleak right now.
Yeah, round about the same we saw last time, although the Survivors do an excellent job initially of just juking the tank. They avoided so many punches there. They did catch that early rock. But aside from that, they were doing an excellent job of kiting him around. But as a result, they all kind of bunched up a bit, so that hunter pounce right in the center of it all was really devastating to them. And all 3 Survivors got stumbled after that pounce landed, resulting in one getting instantly smoked. But we do see a boom landing in the front. The tank does go down. We do see one hunter landing with a smoker and a jockey coming in from behind, one of which has been cleared, second cap are now cleared as well. So the survivors are going to be able to push near enough out past these two houses and maybe into the sort of forest maze area before the full hit is up for the SI.
Yeah, I mean, from the way this round's looking so far, this is definitely going to be Eclipse's time to actually make a bit of a comeback here. I mean, once again, they only need 200 points to tie things back up, and by the looks of the health bonus right now, I don't even have to check health, but the teams are, and they're way above that.
They are indeed. They are going to take this very last hit right outside the safe room door. It's going to be a boomer charge, a hunter and a jockey. The boomer gets popped instantly. The charger comes in, doesn't even get the chance to land anyone. He gets taken out. The hunter gets skated. Jockey's M2'd and shut down. A couple of commons giving pursuit, but the survivors are in the safe room. The door is shut. Probably one or two commons, and then there's not. And 576 health bonus.
That is a very impressive health bonus. Oh yeah, they're going to be happy.
Very impressive.
Dawkins
They
and
turned a
K3.
100-point deficit into like a 400-point lead.
Dawkins and K3 coming huge that round, covering that health bonus that they had on themselves. And that's going to give them a close to 400-point lead. It's a little below that. So it'll be like 380 about. Well, I want to be more exact. 380, 381?
You know why Dawkins is getting so good again?
379. Why
He's been
is that?
streaming a lot.
Oh, sure.
And he has a boob cam. People give him money.
I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keith
Watch this
made
crash my
sushi?
game.
Yeah, his mom took him to a sushi
Please don't
place.
crash your game.
It crashed.
I-
Shit. I wanted to fix the HUD. I know how to fix the HUD. I wanted to do it, and it just didn't work out. I'm coming.
It's okay, I reiterated to the team to the fact that you're a fucking idiot.
I'm coming back. It's okay. Sorry, guys. I knew how to fix the HUD. I tried the command, but it has a tendency of crashing the game. It's not because of the Russian servers. It's because I joined the server and I assumed I didn't have to do the command, but I still do. Because I did it in the previous server. But we switched servers before the game started. I'm coming back though. Don't worry, guys. All right, we are back in the game.
I think we
Let me
got
make sure
some
everything still
killing to
works.
do.
I thought I was going to crash my game again. Okay, I think we're good.
Okay, well the round is going live. Oh no, we're controlled.
We might need these.
There we are. Round is indeed live. My spec card has disappeared. I'm not happy with this because the attack is going in. Charger does get destroyed. Jockey gets M2 and shut down. Boomer has been popped. Just the smoker left right in the back, and he's just going to save himself for a despawn. So solid opening take of the first hit for. Sorry, my apologies, Team Eclipse. I had a fucking brain fart there. I couldn't remember who the hell was playing. Wait a minute, am I
See?
passing this game? Is this
See?
even happening?
It's not that easy, man. But yeah, we will see the witch coming up here, and indeed they have to traverse a lot of wood, or wooded area here, I should say. So we'll do a bit more of the first-person specking, as it's also pretty dark in here. But I mean, for the witch, we can go ahead and free spec this. We'll see how this one goes. But the witch is right there. I think you guys can see it on the stream. But it's pretty dark. It looks like we might be actually seeing K3 go for this draw here. I know he has a shotgun on himself. But we see a boomer going on to Nick in the backfield, actually. And this might trigger the attack before the witch, which would be a little bit unorthodox in my opinion. I would assume they want to do it on the witch. They don't want to, you know, obviously spring the attack too early, even though the boom did land.
Well, survivors don't seem too intent on rushing this. They have no real need to. They're not taking any damage. They're not taking any bleed. So they can sit here and fuck this. But never mind, the witch has been pulled. K3 does get the crown. The hunter does land in front, but gets cleared extremely quickly. A pull goes out, but misses. There's a jockey, a charger, and Jesus, everything is going in on poor old Nick, who just gets destroyed with the smoke, the jock, the charge. So a little bit of damage going in on Dawkins there, but you know, to walk away from that, no in-cap from the witch and nothing really landing for long enough to do significant damage. It's a pretty solid take. So many common in this area, and the tank has been triggered. Tank is up in the hands of Zombie Man. This is going to be a big tank. There is a boomer for the survivors as well as a jockey and a smoker. But the survivors just getting the head out of there. Boomer spawns right in front of the path of three of them as he gets popped instantly on the spawn. Tank is in hot pursuit, but the survivors at this point are just going to back all the way out of this area. It looks like they're going to take it all the way back to the safe room.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in Singularity's position right now, you really want this tank to be in the hands of Iron Man. He's a very well-known tank in the European scene, a really long-time player in the community as well. So, pretty good tank coming out here for them, and we'll see if he can actually bring home what they need. Because they need to break down Eclipse here. And we're going to see a pull on Ellis, bring him into within the range of the tank, and he gets one punch onto him. But he's not having an easy time finding the next hit, though. But he will try and corner Ellis, and he actually doesn't find it down to 1100 or 1600 HP, actually. Grabs another punch onto Ellis here. Everything missing except for the smoke. Charger missing. Jockey as well, not being able to find anything. And this is a dead tank. He gets one more punch onto Nick, and this rock, if this rock lands, he might get one more punch now. He doesn't land the rock, and that's going to be a dead tank. And actually really well played by Team Eclipse. And I think that really just came down to the SI not finding any targets.
It was a really good push by the survivor to push right into the tank because he was forced to commit. So he took, you know, the wealth of the shotgun chip. He took so much chip from the SMGs, and then when the survivors did eventually back into the open area, they backed right up to the left-hand side of them rather than going back towards the safe room. So the tank was forced to go into an area where no one had spawned position, and they didn't really have the mobility. They had the charger, they had the jockey, but they really needed something, you know, the hunters to get around fast. But there is another hit coming in. It is a quad cap. You do see a hunter land, the smoker lands, the charger goes in, he gets a charge, but he gets the hunter gets cleared. The jockey's been M2, the smoker's been dealt with as well now. Jockey does land though, so a bit more chip going in, which is going to force a pill commit on Dawkins and probably one on Rook. But K3 once again holding big bonus.
Indeed, K3 keeping Eclipse looking good right now. I mean, even Nagi staying up in the green, and Rook and Dawkins, they all have shreds of health bonus left on them. I mean, and with the lack of a spit, does it really matter if you go for the big health bonus, or do you want like a charger to be the one that lands on the K3, like the big damage dealer? Do you want that, or is it just like get damage?
I think this is where, you know, you kind of want to utilize the charger fist more than the actual charge itself. I mean, I'd much rather see someone get jockeyed or someone get pounced and then have the charger go ham on them than, you know, bank on landing that charge and getting at least 2 slams to sort of make up the same damage. But there is a nice tri-boom going out on the survivors. That sprinkles the rest of the horde come in. The 2 hunters are jumping around. The charger lands instantly, but the same target as one of the hunters, so the charge stops instantly. The attack has been dealt with, but there's 3 survivors booming. There's a lot of common trailing in.
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, with the removal of Spit, is it really just more about going for the instant gratification attacks? Like going for the right clicks, going for the hunters instead of the chargers that land?
What I don't understand about this is the fact that even though when the charger, you know, when they removed smoker god frames and you were able to pull someone and then just fist the living shit out of them, now we are seeing an attack going in, boom, going up instantly, they're getting popped, so probably see the rest of the SI wait for this. But, like, when it was broken, never mind, they're all coming in, the bastards. Charger does land in the front, no, doesn't get the pound. Smoker pull is going out, but it's not going to find anyone. Just some commons trailing the survivors. They only have 2 cappers to hit with. Boomer Bile has been deployed now as well, but that boomer's out of the way, and the survivors are just going to run for high hell. They're not very far from the safe room, it's in this building just ahead of them. And the SI are going to have their fun spawn up in 4 seconds. And it is going to be a boomer, so it's a tri-cap with boom. It is spawned up, it is coming in all from behind though. Hunter does land from the safe room, causing a mass stumble. The boomer's in there, he gets a single boom, but the survivors are in the safe room. The door is shut. Once again, 596 bonus.
Rook asking Jockey Hunter safe room. In fact, it was only the Hunter that was in the safe, and the Jockey was actually trailing behind them and managed to like squeak his way into the door. And yeah, so actually really well played round there by Team Eclipse. And yeah, we'll see if Singularity can claw their way back into it now, because remember, they're down around, I think it was 390 something points coming into this round. So we're gonna have to see them finish with a high 800 health bonus if they want to actually come back in it. But I mean, we still have the finale to go through, so as long as they can match the health bonus, I think they'd be happy, and then they can make back the 300 and extra in the finale itself.
Well, we are going to see this round going live. Once again, Eclipse on Special Infected and Singularity on Survivor. Currently about, well, there's no point going in now, we'll wait for the end of this round before I do the difference, because we just recovered them, so it's all good. It's all good. Opening attack for the SI is going to be a jockey charger smoker in a bit. Spawned up once again, charger getting destroyed instantly, smoker spawns behind and gets nothing. The boomer not even finding his spawn, and the jockey is just being sort of harassed as he runs around this bush like a madman. And he's out of there. Boomer does go in, does get popped without getting anything. Survivor's probably going to take advantage of this and go for that witch. They will have a tri-cap though, so this could be risky.
Reloading. Yeah, I mean, with this witch, we definitely need to see some big damage come out here onto Singularity, or at least something to get the bleed going. Because if they do the exact same tactic that Team Eclipse did on this round, I find it really hard to think that that tank could really come, or anything could come of that tank. It seems like it's a really poor spot for the SI to get good spawns or get in close enough before getting shut down.
The only way that tank was going to do big damage on the previous round is if that boom had landed as the survivors were running back. The witch has been drawn though, Nick goes in, does get the crown, the hunter gets skeeted, the smoker pole does go out in front but it's instantly cleared, a charger does land on the back, does not get the slam. So, does the charger even land? I don't think it did.
No, the charger actually completely whiffed.
Weird. I didn't have my camera turned that way so I just heard the sound. Survivors have missed, nope, they have found the vial. Nope, they haven't found the vial, it's not a vial. Wait, it is a vial. Okay, never mind. I'm sure that's a vial.
Reloading.
But the survivors have dealt with a witch. They are moments away from triggering said tank. Tank is now up. The SI do have a hit, and it is coming in now. Boomer getting M2 though. They're not going to find that comeback boom. The smoke does get a pull on, which pulls Alice dangerously close to the path of the tank. Hunter gets M2'd by 3 different survivors and then shot in the face. Survivors are going to push this tank. Getting a bit too overzealous and pushing up a bit too close, trying to get that smoker intercepted. Well, never mind, they have drawn a couple of common to chase them, and they are going to gift the SI a potential to hit on the run back as well.
Yeah, they're going to give the tank here a little bit of room to breathe, and they're going to start making their way back to that open area where we saw Eclipse do on the previous half. And, I mean, Singularity, if they can keep their damage down...
Bad.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the SI, there's a charger, jockey, and a boomer. If that boomer lands like we didn't see it land on last round, actually it completely gets popped there, so good pop by Singularity, keeping that boom away from themselves. And alright, so we're going to see the tank probably hold out here, wait for the next spawn to get closer before he goes in, but he is at 50% rage. So he is dying for some line of sight right now. He's going to move in. I don't know if he saw Rochelle over to his right, but he does now, and he's actually getting mowed down by those 2 Uzis, down 2,000 HP already. Now he's down to 3,500 HP, down to 3K, and he gets one corner onto Ellis, as long as Ellis can't juke this. Oh no, he hits Ellis too far away, actually. And Rook giving up the corner that he had, but does land a rock onto Nick. I hear a double cap laying in the back. It's probably a jockey and Hunter, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually know that everything back there got cleared, and Rook doing work actually with this tank thus far. Lands another rock onto Coach. And down to 700 HP, going for one last jump rock. Won't get it off, though. But that will be a decent amount of damage coming out from Rook. 120 damage. That is 5 punches / rocks. And yeah, actually not that bad.
You know, we saw, just about the same sort of damage. It is spread much more over sort of 3 survivors, though. But round about the same amount of damage, which I think is probably the best you can expect. He was really unlucky when he got that corner on Alice at the second punch, sent Alice catapulting halfway across the map from him. But, it's going to be difficult now to make up that damage without the tank, without the witch to hit on as well. A lot of it's going to rely on these booms landing, which they haven't been doing as of late, but we do see a single boom landing now. Jockey coming in, Smoke coming in, the Hunter's miles away though. Jockey gets taken out, Smoke gets taken out, the Hunter does eventually land, but it's way too late. Boomer does reproxing on a second survivor, so that's going to hold the SI a little bit more respectable in terms of spawns. But not really the damage they would have wanted. Survivors still have the Molotov, the Bile, and 2 sets of pills on their person. Probably only about 2 hits to take before the safe room.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the health bonus right now, they're around 100 points up on Team Eclipse health bonus-wise. So as long as they can really nullify any damage onto Chappie or Lucky Dog, I mean, everyone is holding some sort of health bonus right now. Solid, I mean. So we're going to have to see them really just try and keep everyone safe, which is obviously not the easiest things. It's a lot easier said than done, I should just say. But we're going to see another attack coming in. They're going to be a Hunter, Jockey, Charger, and a Smoker. And it looks like we'll see the Jockey, Charger coming from the front, and Hunter, Smoker thriving behind. Smoker pull getting cut immediately. Hunter landing onto Rochelle. Jockey looking to intercept onto Alice, and does just that. But Rochelle does get cleared in the meantime. But there's still a lot of damage going out onto 0. And even Rochelle taking a little bit of damage there from that Hunter previously. So the health bonus definitely got dropped. It's down to a 6-12, so they're pretty much relatively tied with Eclipse now. And they still have actually probably 2 or 3 attacks left. So it's not looking that good for them if they're looking to beat the health bonus here.
No, it will at least keep it close though, because it nullifies that gap a bit. But we are going to see the next hit coming up for the SI is going to be the Boomer, the Tri-Cap, Hunter, Jockey, and Smoker. My boy, the beat.
The beat is great.
Oh, we do see a Molotov being deployed very quickly though. A Boomer thankfully getting popped just as the Molotov disperses. We do see a Smoker spawn in front, Hunter spawning from behind. They are coming in now with the Jockey as well. Jockey does land on Coach. Hunter does land. Smoker Tongue unable to land, but Hunter gets quite a bit of damage. Smoker Tongue does once again go out on Coach and does get a tip before it's cleared. The Zombie's going to have to commit that last set of pills.
Indeed, so that's actually a massive chunk of health bonus gone off of Zombie Man. He does go ahead and pop that last set of pills, and they will run into the mansion now and meet the final attack. Well, actually, they probably have 2 more attacks. I was hoping. Yeah, true. I thought that attack might be a little bit up earlier. Like, they could have gone probably towards the end of the bridge. But no, this will be the last attack now. One boom does land onto Ellis. Charger clearing the Hunter, actually, and someone coach away. And then Jockey latching onto a shield there for a couple ticks of damage. But they've definitely lost the health bonus here. There's no way they're still on Eclipse's level. And we will see what it is in a second. So a final health bonus for Team Singularity on the 4th map will be 400 points to the 596 of Eclipse. And they're going to go down by another 196, pretty much 200 points here. And so the scores will reflect that as well, 3,312 points to 3,887. So a little over 500 point differential going into the finale. And I don't know what Singularity can really do to claw things back here. I mean, pretty much they have to wipe with the first tank that shows up. And then really just beast it, because they got to make the escape vehicle.
Well, and the thing is as well, the build-up to get into this event, the event itself isn't too bad once you make the barn area, because that is the generic holdout spot for teams just behind the stage on the hay bales and all that. But this opening field hit is a bastard. It looks as generic enough as the standard one that you see in the hard rain cane fields, but it is like a semi-maze. So I'm hoping that these teams are practiced enough on it that they can navigate the thing as fast as possible. Otherwise, you can get stuck in this thing for like 2-3 attacks.
Yeah, usually you see a lot of teams try and just plow their way through it, like just power walk right through the thing after the first hit goes in. And it is possible, but the second attack is usually up right by the end of the cornfield itself. So we'll see just how well they can take the first hit. It really is judged off of that. They got to hit the button and then run their way through the cornfield. And yeah, we're waiting on 2 players for Team Singularity to ready up here, and then we'll be getting underway here. But as it stands right now, Eclipse sitting pretty high. As long as they can defeat the first tank, they're looking like they're going to take the W here.
Yeah, well, the thing about this first attack is as well that the SI do have that boom. But round is live. Final round, actually, for Team Eclipse on their Survivor side. And the final round on the infected side for Team Singularity. Survivors have pushed out the safe room, they have triggered the event. Boomer has spawned above them and does land a single boom on code. Boomer does get popped. Survivors are all backing up into a corner here to take this horde out. And it looks like a run is on. They're into the field. The Hunter is jumping around now. Jockey is also coming in with a second Hunter from behind. 1 Hunter lands, 2 Hunter lands. 1 Hunter has been cleared very quickly, but Coach does get jockeyed momentarily, and now he's taking a bit of a beating from Common. So well over 50 damage going in, we're closer to 60 from that first hit, not bad at all. But it looks like they're going to be right on the edge of the field before this next hit is up. They might even be out of there. It's going to be close, but it looks like the SI might have the ability to hit once more right on the very edge of the field, but it looks like the Survivors are out there wisely and they're dispersed in a pattern which has prevented most of the SI from spawning close.
Down here.
But where they are now is the generic holdout spot. The event has been triggered. Survivors are all positioned round about the stage area up on different levels. No spitter to worry about, which is good, but the attackers coming in. Boomer does land on 1 Survivor. Hunter lands on the second, but it's cleared very fast. Charger lands, Jockey lands. Jockey's doing quite a bit of damage to Coach, does eventually get cleared. And now it's up to the Survivors really to keep all them Common off Nick.
Yeah, I mean, for this event, there's not all that many places for the Common, or for, I should say, the Survivors to actually hold. A lot of teams do opt to go inside that barn where the Survivors are right now, but there's also another spot which is up on this hill over here. A lot of teams are actually opting away from the spot because you have the bush in front, you have some trees scattered around, but it's really not that bad of a spot. As long as you hold that triad tree up top, it's really not too bad of a spot. But yeah, definitely the barn is much more negotiable, and it's also very well lit. But anyway, attack coming in though, Smoker shot that immediately, Hunter Gang ski out of there, and Charger not getting anywhere near a Survivor to actually make anything happen.
Now this event, I mean, even especially without the spitter to kind of force the Survivors off the ledge, or the Smoker being able to still have long enough to get that pull is really difficult for the SIs, especially the Chargers, to get anything in this area. I mean, even if you rocket in from above, you're not going to land on anyone really, because you'll hit the ceiling and you'll bounce down too low. But that's the second wave of the Horde dealt with. The survivors are repositioning themselves outside the barn now, stocking up on ammunition. Smoker has spawned in the little secret bush area. Boomer gets popped instantly. Hunter does land. Smoker pull does go out on Rochelle, and the jockey's being M2'd around. Smoker has now been cleared. Jockey's been dealt with. The tank is up in the hands of Zombie Man. So, pretty solid tank player all in all, but he's got to do work here.
Yeah, I mean, we have to see the wipe come out from Singularity right here, and he's actually going to go and try to do the sneaky little spot. I don't know if they blocked it. No, they didn't actually block it. You actually get through the bushes here and keep free LOS on the survivors as long as they don't know that you're there, because they can shoot back through that bush. I actually never knew about that until, like, I think CCT4 when I saw them play it. I actually didn't see... I didn't even know that was the thing, and I was like, why is the tank inside there? But anyway, Boomer coming in with the rest of the attack. Nice rock actually landing out onto... if I'm not mistaken, that was Nick.
Alice.
Oh, was that one? Couldn't see the outline. But yeah, so good rock by him. That's going to give him a free 24 points of damage, plus his rage will be refilled. But Nick getting a little aggressive here with the chip now. And he has actually managed to knock Zombie Man down around 200 HP. And that Boomer's going to go ahead and despawn, so we might see a reboom coming in here.
Well, survivors are wisely spreading out as well. The Smoker does rocket in from behind, and the attack is coming in. Boomer gets M2. Tank does land that rage rock though, and it looks like Ellis might actually get scratched down here. He does manage to chug his pills, but he booms as a result. Coach is just going ham here, chipping the tank. Here comes the curve rock, unfortunately falling short. Tank's taking about 2k HP in terms of chip. But he's okay for the time being. Trying to sneaky hitbox though on Coach. The SI hit is coming up in about 2 seconds for the remaining spawns. There's going to be a jockey, hunter, and a charger. So it's a tri-cap, but it looks like the tank isn't going to commit on. Still coming in now. Hunter does land. Hunter gets cleared. Charger land. Jockey almost landed on Rochelle, but damage going in. Tank goes in for the rock. Gets the rock. Jockey does land, and the tank does get a follow-up punch on Nick, who's a bit overzealous there, trying to get some chip in.
Yeah, I mean, Zombie Man is down to 3,600 HP, but he is, as you said, getting good chip out onto Team Eclipse. And the wipe is definitely looking more and more reasonable and plausible here as the tank goes on. But with that being said, he is on second pass, 48% rage left, and the SI attack is coming up here. So he needs this rock or he's going to be forced to commit. That's pretty much at where it stands right now, and the attack better start moving because he's taking a lot of chip now, actually. And he's going to look... No, he's looking for another rock, actually. Going to go ahead and pelt the rock towards Alice and Coach, and we'll end up hitting Coach. So Coach will be slow for the rest of the game here. He has no more pills on himself nor on his teammates. So Zombie Man's actually playing this pretty well right now. He's going to go for another rock. Looks like he wants to line up with Rochelle, throwing it a little too short though.
Well, you can see what his intentions definitely mean. He's keeping his tank as long as he humanly can. He just needs this SI attack to come up just a little bit faster. He's down below the 2k mark on sitting at about 1800. But the next SI attack is coming in. Boomer does land. Jockey coming in. Jockey lands momentarily. Rock goes in but does not find its target. Tank is repositioned for another rock, looking for the intercept on the Smoker. Smoker does get a pull. Tank goes for the rock. Tank gets the rock on Ellis and gets out of there. He's down to 615 HP, but he's absolutely destroyed bonus.
Yeah, I mean, the bonus is absolutely gone. Rook is on the brook of actually taking it down here, which will put him on his first down. Actually, we haven't seen any survivors take an in cap as of just yet. But yeah.
Well, at this point, he's going to be able to keep this tank long enough for this SI attack to go in. Might even be able to get a second rock off this. He's got sight on someone. I think it's Rochelle at the back. And with no pills, 2 survivors waiting down, he could just bleed 2 of them down to 1 and send a jockey into scrap. Which he is doing. Jockey goes in, doesn't land. Charger lands, rock misses. The tank is still alive.
Yeah, tank's down to 5% rage though, and yeah, that's going to be AI tank. So Survivors probably heard it switch. Indeed they did. Nick's going to push out and get some free shots on the tank. Should be able to kill it off here. And indeed, there we go. Smoker getting a cheeky pull on Nick right behind the tank's dead corpse. And yeah, we will see Team Eclipse beating the first tank here though, but definitely not unscathed. Really well played there by Zombie Man, and he has some good SI support to help him out. And Rook's on the brink of being the first person to get down. I mean, Nagi as well, they're both on the brink. I mean, it could definitely end up in a wipe here, actually.
One Hunter gets taken out, second Hunter is jumping around, Boom lands on one survivor, Hunter gets taken out. Boomer gets popped. There is a jockey up now in ghost mode. But Rook is still refusing to go down, and look at K3 holding that bonus again.
I mean, this would be the ideal moment when you want to spit. But unfortunately, there's no spitter in this config. Rook taking an in-cap there. He's like, I don't want to be slow. I don't want to be at 1 HP. I don't want to risk, you know, 2 people getting in-capped and still 3 more SI that have to come in. So they're going to go ahead and just take that free in-cap on the Rook. Charger looking for a cheeky in-cap actually on Nagi through the wall, but he didn't get the stumble.
Yeah, I think Nagi's up a little bit too high. But we do see the jockey going in looking for that scrap. He does not get the scrap. The smoker does get the pull. The Charger gets a second in. So that's going to be Rook, black and white. The Hunter is still jumping around. Nagi is still getting eaten here, and the second tank of the finale is up. It's in the hands of Zero, and this is pretty much the traditional walk-in, get the wipe tank. So at this point, I don't even think they can get Alice up. The tank is babysitting that pickup.
Yeah, I think really this tank's just kind of like looking to move in, but he doesn't want to move in too fast. Survivors are kind of just spreading out and going for the max distance, because as long as they're all alive and, you know, obviously not dead, they are getting the distance points as they slowly tuck up here. And I'm actually surprised the tank hasn't wisened up to what they're doing. They're running back in the cornfield just to get these free distance points as it ticks up. But he will run in and go ahead and kill off Coach. And we only have 2 survivors really left. Rochelle and Nick. Nick's in the cornfield, really no HP left. Charger connects onto Rochelle. And this jockey's looking to end things on Nick right here.
Jockey!
He's like a shark, man. He smells blood. He smells it. He's coming in for it. Oh, he gets taken out.
Actually, Tank's gonna run into the fence here. Gonna go ahead and navigate his way around. And Dawkins staying alive, making it back to the safe room. And melees that smoker off of him, and he will make it into the bathtub, actually. And that's a little awkward.
This is not a sight that I expected to see.
That was cute. I gave him that. That was cute. But we will see the half coming to an end. And there will be a score differential of around 1,230 points. Well, 1,236 points to be exact. So we're going to have to see Team Singularity make all that up right here and now. And we'll see if it's a possibility for them.
Marvelous. Well, you deal with that. I should be right back 2 seconds. I need a drink.
Yeah, I need some water too. But I must stay. And yeah, so thank you guys very much for tuning in. Make sure if you guys are enjoying the cast thus far that you hit the follow button. It helps show your support for what we do on the stream and the content that we bring you guys. But with that being said, we are going to be going live here with the final half of the 5th map, Open Road, round of 16, the upper brackets of CCT4. And Boomer is going to spawn in here below the survivors, grab a nice double boom out onto Coach and Alice. We'll see the attack come in. 2 DPs landing onto Zero and Nick. And Jockey also landing, securing the tri-cap. And Eclipse absolutely shattering any hope that Singularity had here in the beginning. Hunter relatching onto Rochelle. And the clears are just not coming out. That's going to be almost 2 in-caps. Zero on the brink of taking an in-cap himself. That Jockey's going to get a free in-cap out onto Lucky Dog 32. And that was a massive hit from Team Eclipse. Oh, God. Charger coming in now from above. Punches Rochelle down. 180s for a free charge, but doesn't find it. And we will see survivors actually make their way up towards Alice, who is deep in the fields of nowhere. And the moment Battle walks away, the biggest hit of the game happens. Charger walks in, gets some free scratches. Oh.
Much obliged.
We're just going to spectate Alice for a second here. Where is this Alice? No, it's actually Rochelle. Right, yeah, we'll see another boom coming in here, and another free double boom. And Singularity not being able to make their way out of here. I mean, Battle even mentioned this on the last half. If you eat the first hit, you have a hard time getting out of this field. It is just non-stop spawns, and it's a really rough spot to just get out of.
What the hell I missed?
You missed a blood orgy, as you put it.
You missed a blood orgy?
You gotta go back and watch that hit. It was a perfect tri-cap with the last person being boomed, and it just went downhill from there.
God damn it.
I know, I even said I'm like the moment Battle walks away. Like, the biggest attack of the game happens. But attack coming in here though, Zero does land his charge, or I should say the charge did land on Zero for a second there. Hunter latching on to Coach, and Jockey is well bringing all onto Zero. And yeah, that will be the attack up and over with. But I mean, the game's over at this point. I don't think there's a single way that Singularity can actually win.
We have guns here.
Sorry, I had to vent my disgust at the chat.
I see, I see.
God damn it.
Yeah, no, it was a hell of a hit too. Like, it was beautiful. But indeed, that will pretty much spell the end of this game. We're just going to wait for the stars to bleed out here. Probably the first tank is going to be where we end this game. But the attack comes in. Smoker getting a pull onto Coach before it gets cleared by his teammate Nick. And nothing else landing except for that boom onto Coach. And we will see all the stars being put down to their first incaps of the game. Chappie, upon getting up here, will be in his first incap. And everyone else following suit.
That's quite disheartening. I mean, it was looking pretty bleak for them starting the round. I mean, they had a lot of work to do in order to sort of make up the distance points and make it with the bonus that they required to win. But I did not expect to see a blood orgy off the first stack.
Oh yeah, it was rough. And the way it started too was 2 DPs from 2 hunters obviously came in, landed, boom went out on 2 survivors. Jockey took 1 into the fields, and it was just like it was beautiful. Like the DPs synchronized.
Zero has been taken down. Zombie Man is sat down on 1 HP. We do see a charger taking that incap on Zombie Man. The tank is up. It's up in the hands of K3. Pretty ironic that the man who's been carrying the bonus for the most of the duration of the game is now going to be destroying what's left of the bonus. But the tank is just going to roll straight in. K3 ain't wasting no time. He gets his incap on Ellis. He gets the follow-up of death on Rochelle. He gets the punch on Nick. He gets the follow-up kill on Nick. And he's even going to kill his friend the Hunter because fuck you, I'm K3 and I'm finishing this game.
Indeed, so that will be the game, the finisher. A wonderfully played game there by Eclipse, bringing the grand total scores to 4,548 to the 3,679 of Team Singularity. So really well played, and that last map was just really heavy-handed. That was a one-sided show for sure for Eclipse.
Well, congratulations to Eclipse, commiserations to Team Singularity. Good luck on your following round. I think there's a match later on, I'm not 100% sure.